from National University of Malaysia shows that parenting children with autism spectrum disorder can be more stressful and challenging than parenting children with typical and regular development. However, Allah mentions in the Quran, لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. Allah does not burden a soul beyond what it can bear. Perhaps that's a premium ticket for the parents to go to the Jannah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you guys doing? I hope you are chilling there, maybe with your family, maybe you are currently having your dinner. So thank you very much for having us, the Route to Jannah talk show, and I'm Fatima NK, the host for today and for the upcoming episodes. So today's topic is trust in Allah, He is in control. So I would like to introduce you to our guest here, Iman Wan. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
How are you doing?
I'm okay.
That's good.
How about you?
Yeah, I'm good. How's the traffic coming here?
Oh, it's okay. I live nearby.
Yeah,
it's 10 minutes away.
That's
so
good.
it's good.
Yeah. All right. I think we just go straight to the topic here. But before that, maybe you can just share to the audience as well a bit about your family background. Yeah, because they might know something from your Instagram previously.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we are, a normal family. At the same time, we are also an abnormal family, not normal, okay? I mean, that's me, myself, my wife, and we have 3 kids, Arina's the eldest, and then we have Adam, the second boy, and then we have a little girl named Ara. So there's 5 of us in the family. Well, we just like any other family where we have our ups and downs, we have our struggles, we go through life with all sorts of challenges, different phases, right?
Yep.
And at the same time, we're also very unusual because we do not live a very typical family life. Okay. I would have to elaborate more to let people understand, what I mean by that. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't go out a lot to eat as a family. We struggle to eat together, like on the table, spending an hour or so sitting down eating together. We don't go for vacations. Right, me and my wife, we don't date, we don't go out. The kids, they don't go through the normal, grow up phases where they don't have friends coming over to the house. A lot of limitations, and it's very unusual. I mean, just to touch base a bit, just give you an idea.
Yeah. So when you find out that Adam has a ASD.
Okay.
So how do you feel? How's the moment at that time?
When Adam was born, when I first saw his face, I mean, he was perfect. He looked so good. He has perfect features.
Just like normal baby.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, this kid is gonna be super good looking, right? It's so perfect and all that. And of course, we're excited because he's a boy. And for me, a Chinese, when I get a boy, I get very excited. And it's not until about 2.5 years later that we were told that he has autism. So when we first found out he had autism, it didn't hit me. Yeah, it would be like, what's the big deal? No big deal. What is autism? Because we don't know. It's not like somebody tell you that, hey, you have cancer, and we can kind of,
That's a big shock if we got it.
relate to that. But autism, what is autism? Now we're talking about what? 18 years ago.
Okay.
Right. 18 years ago, if you would Google autism, you don't get much information.
True.
Nobody really spoke about it. Nobody knew anything about autism. So for me, it was like, okay, well, it's just something that it will go away. So Adam did not talk, he did not talk even when he was 3 years old. And I'm like, I kept believing that he will talk, when he gets to about 6 or 7. Right, that's why I keep thinking. So he will. Don't worry. I keep telling my wife, everybody. I say he will talk. No worries.
So you have that kind of mindset. It will just disappear.
Yes.
One day.
Yeah, one day he will talk, because I hear stories about other autistic kids.
Okay.
And the parents were saying that, my son never spoke until he was 7 years old. He went to school, suddenly he started talking, in full sentences. Right? So I say, yes, that's...
Oh, his son is also autism as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's
so
good.
That's how you get the positive mindset, even though the doctor said, this and this.
Yes.
So basically, I just want to know, you mentioned just now, it's 2.5 years old that he found by the ASD, right?
Right.
What is it, the point that you bring him to the doctor?
Well, prior to being diagnosed with autism, Adam was acting a bit unusual, because you would take your kids to the mall in the strollers and all, and my son would be really quiet, right? And whenever we push him to the toys department, he wasn't interested in any toys.
Okay.
You know what he was interested in? Price tags.
The price tag. So he acts different compared to normal regular kids.
Right. So he would want to reach out to price tag. He would hold on to pieces of paper, price tags. And he doesn't play with toys.
I see.
And when you talk to him, he will not look at you. He look through you.
Yeah.
And of course, he wasn't talking.
I think I can relate that as well, because I also have my cousin who also has ASD kids. So maybe we'll just have a break for a while. Iman. So the audience, stay tuned after this break. With our talk show To Jannah and with our brother Iman. Thank you very much. I am very interested with the story just now. He mentioned about how his son Adam loved to check on the price tag. Is there any specific reason why he loved to check on the price tag instead of the item itself?
I mean, till today, he's still interested in price tags. So till today, I still cannot figure out
Can't
why.
figure out yet,
Right.
I believe.
Yeah.
Because I've
All these
heard like
years.
another stories, like another autistic kids, in which he loved to play with the scissor.
Yes.
And then he turned out to be the professional barber. So
Yeah.
I bet your kid would be a millionaire one day.
Alhamdulillah. Inshallah.
I believe that there must be something behind it that you haven't discovered yet. Inshallah, I believe in that.
Yeah.
One day,
Inshallah.
Yeah, so there's like one research in the Southeast Asian study mentions that actually several religions associate the autism with the parental sins or karma. However, there's increment throughout the year how actually the religion helps these ESG kids and also the parents and society to accept it. So if I may ask you, and maybe you can share with our audience as well, how the Islamic teachings help you to handle with the situation, this tough situation, I would say, the test from our God?
Well, that's a wonderful question. I just want to establish that I am not, very knowledgeable in the religion. I mean, I'm a Muslim and I'm a firm Muslim. I think I am super blessed to be a Muslim because otherwise, I think it would be a lot harder for me to deal with my son.
Understood.
Yeah, I mean, being a Muslim, it helped me a lot to go through these struggles, and because the fundamentals of the religion, right? Of course, I know it tells us that all of us, Umat, we will be tested in life, correct?
Yeah, true,
right?
true.
And I never really understood that until very much later in life,
I see.
raising my son. That kind of connect later on. That I say, yeah, you know what? It's actually a blessing.
That's the test.
There is
That's
a reason.
when it means that you are living this world because
Yeah.
this world is for test.
Right. Because I used to say, like, how nice if I don't have Adam and I don't have to go through all these struggles,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
How wonderful, my life would be so good. But then it hit me, not necessarily, right? I may have different kind of struggles. I may have
True.
different kind of stuff, right, that I have to deal with. So it is very unique to everyone, being Muslim. And it helps a lot because we accept that life, it's a journey of ujian, struggles that we have to go through. And I have accepted that, my life with my son raising an autistic kid, challenging one like him, is part of the whole Allah's plan, it's part of the whole plan. And when I started to embrace that, I started to see things differently. It took me a while.
It's a process, actually.
Process,
It's a
very long, process for me to come to where I am today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I actually agree with that because, I might be a bit younger than you, definitely. And I do understand that when you say it's a process until you figure out that point, actually, Allah tests us because He loves us.
absolutely.
Right. Because this was the function of the paradise, because paradise created for us.
Right.
So that is like the examination of this world. After you pass, then you go to paradise,
Right.
And definitely we want to enter the Jannah al-Firdaus A'la. So may I ask you, and you can share with audience as well, where is the significant point, that specific point you feel the love of
Right.
Allah, that this is not test. Yeah, this is test because Allah loves me and He wants to see my patience. Because with the patience, that is what the item of patience is the how should I say that? In this world, we have the money to exchange with the item that we want. So we want to exchange the paradise, we need the sabr.
So, I mean, for me to realize that, much later in life, it's something that I find it's all meant to be, because I'm not a good Muslim, and yet Allah was patient with me, right?
Okay.
That's the thing I'm always afraid of. I'm not very knowledgeable, but I'm very grounded, in my faith. I'm very grounded.
I can see that.
Always know that God is watching over me.
True.
And in all my prayers, I always ask, please be patient with me, Allah. Don't desert me, don't leave me. I know there's a lot of things that I need to do that I'm not doing, but please don't leave me, right? What I've been able to go through all my life, it's not something that because I'm good, I'm capable of, because I have the skill, I am very smart. No, I am not, right? So I believe strongly that everything is God's plan.
True.
Right?
True.
So yes, been very patient because I feel that I'm blessed, even though there's a lot of struggles, but somehow, I'm able to overcome, one thing at a time, one by one.
So if I may say, it's not specific, there's no specific point, but it's just that it's a process.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything is a process, Fatima.
True.
Yeah, it's life process, and we all go through very different, journey in life. Not everybody's ujian are the same, right?
I agree with you, brother Iman. All right. Dear ladies and gentlemen, I believe everyone has their own test, and we will continue back the last segment of our To Jannah after this break. Awesome hazelnut latte that I had. Anyway, let's just go back to our sharing session with you, Brother Iman. I go through your Instagram when Adam sometimes throwing tantrum. would you please like maybe share with our audience here how do you handle it? What's your feeling right that time? Definitely you feel a little bit, maybe if you are tired sometimes or maybe angry a bit. How do you handle it?
Well, what you see on social media, perhaps it's only about maybe 25%, 30%,
okay.
Not the real deal, okay? So you're very lucky today because I can show you.
Oh.
So this is something that
maybe
he
you can
did a couple of
share
days ago.
with the camera.
A couple of days ago.
Yeah. Oh.
Ini tengah gigit ni.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because kita tengah handle dia. You know, he was like having a meltdown and all that, and
suddenly he bites. So you try to protect him.
Right. I tried to hold him down, and then accidentally he bit me.
I see.
Right. Now I want to ask you a question. What would you do if somebody bit you or someone hit you? And imagine that you're a guy. If you're a man,
definitely
if somebody hit you, what do? You hit back, right?
Yeah, hit back, yeah.
You hit back, right? And so this is something that's very, very dangerous, and it happens a lot with a lot of families. Because not only Adam is aggressive, but a lot of autistic kids out there, you know, they go through this kind of, you know, meltdowns and they have aggression.
Yes.
And it's very important that for the parents to remember, to remind themselves over and over again, over and over again, that if the child is aggressive, we do not want to think that it's because he's naughty, he's nakal, he does it like intentionally, he want to hurt us. No, because they are going through a very major sensory attack.
I see.
That they don't know. Because every time when after Adam, if he injured me, he feel very sorry. He will come to me. He will kiss me.
He apologize you after.
Yeah, of course he doesn't say, verbally, but he will hug me. He will kiss me. He will look so sorry. Yeah, so he knows. He doesn't mean it. So we must always remind ourselves to not hit back. But I used to hit him. Again, I'm saying this. I'm being very honest. I used to pukul dia.
It's like a fight or flight mechanism.
Yeah, natural reaction kan. So but now no more lah, because I start to realize, I remind myself all the time, dia bukan sengaja nak buat. He's not. He doesn't want to do it, but he cannot control himself.
Yeah, I think it's worth to highlight here with the audience as well that whenever we see an ASD child or maybe adult as well, they do not mean whatever they do it. It's simply because they are abnormal than the normal people. So we have to understand in that perspective, so that we'll be able to, hey, you gotta be patient with them.
We have to be
while
patient
dealing with them. Because it comes to another question, which I really needed to highlight with the audience as well here. How does a society, maybe siblings or maybe actually society itself, because some of the society are not aware of this ASD, so they have like that skeptical or that hatred towards the ASD child. So what are some of the advice that you would share to us to break the thing?
I think it's not really hatred. I think it's fear.
It's fear.
It's fear, and it's being negligent on being naive about things. They don't know, what is autism. It's a natural thing when we see somebody acting a bit unusual. We straight away we register gila lah orang itu. Betul tak? Tak betul lah dia. Tak betul lah. So that is a negative, reaction when we see someone who's not normal. And that's the reason why I do what I do.
Yeah.
And that's why I do a lot of awareness. I show a lot to the public.
So that they were just like, hey, they got to know whenever they scroll, if Insta or TikTok, they would just came across, this is ASD, and they get to know more about that.
Right. But again, I want to establish it is not necessarily all autistic kids are like my son. Every child is different, and that's why it's a spectrum.
True.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Brother Iman. I think we are actually running out of time. I wish I could have more conversation with you, but actually I think I can have conversation backstage later. Anyway, I just like to maybe reiterate this one hadith by Tirmidhi. Said,
great reward comes with great trials. When Allah loves a person, He tests him. And whoever accepts it, attains seek his pleasure. Whereas whoever shows discontent with it incurs his wrath.
So I think that is the conclusion of our Road to Jannah this episode. I would like to thank to Gula Kikri again for the special coffee and also dish here. And stay tuned for the next Road to Jannah and with interesting topic.